Hi, welcome to your channel, Generous, Gracious, and Gallant. I'm your host, Dr. Ghosh, and I'm back today with another very transformational, motivational, and informative video for all of you. Friends, the video I brought for you today is about the inspirational Russian Regent Queen Olga of Kiev, who not only avenged the torture and murder of her husband but also taught the surrounding tribes of her kingdom, the Drevlian, to respect women. A woman who was not cowed down and taught her lesson to all those who thought she was a mere woman and they could overcome her and rule her kingdom. A very inspirational story. But before I share this story about this inspirational Russian queen, Olga of Kiev, I'd like to give you a brief about the channel, Generous, Gracious, and Gallant. I started this channel 2 years back. Today on the channel we have got over 330 videos, 940 subscribers, and over 27,000 views. My mission is to ensure that the present and coming generations live by the eternal human principles. What are these eternal human principles? They are honesty, integrity, loyalty, respect for diversity, respect for womanhood, which this particular inspirational story is about, and respect for our elders. These eternal principles, a few of which I have shared with you, do not change over time and place. They are eternal, and living by these principles is the only way forward for a conflict ridden mankind. Living by these principles ensures lasting success and satisfaction. Therefore, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video so I'm motivated to share more such videos, and also share these videos with your friends and family. Encourage them to join our family of subscribers so that we become a family of transformationists who will help transform the thinking patterns of the present and coming generation. I invite you to be a transformationist and be a part of my family. Now, coming to the inspirational Russian queen who I shared earlier was Olga of Kiev. She was born in 890 in Pleskov, Kiev, Rus. She was of Viking origin. She got married at the young age of 15 to Igor I of Kievan, Rus, who later became the king of Kiev, and they had a son who they called Sviatoslav. Igor I was son and heir of Rusnik, the founder of the Rusnik dynasty. After death of his father, Igor consolidated power and consolidated the surrounding tribes and became known as a powerful king. His kingdom was renamed as Kievan Rus, and it consisted of parts of Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. One particular tribe, the Drevlians, had a very complex relationship with Igor I and his kingdom. They stopped paying tribute to Igor I. Igor I, husband of Olga of Kiev, was enraged, and in 945 AD he marched to the Drevlians' kingdom and bypassing all the cities went directly to the Drevlian capital, Iskorosten. Confronted by the large army of Igor I, the Drevlians backed down and paid tribute to Igor I. Igor I collected the tribute and started back for his kingdom. However, on the way, he made a dreadful mistake. He thought he had subdued the Drevlian tribes totally and therefore sent the larger part of his army back to his kingdom, and with a small contingent went back to the rebellion capital Iskorosten to collect additional tribute, as his thought was that the tribute given to him so far was insufficient. When Igor reached back to Iskorosten with a small escort, the Drevlians captured him, tied him to tree trunks, and tore him to pieces. Igor I, the king of Kiev, died a horrific, terrible death by torture. On his death, Olga ruled the kingdom of Kievan Rus as regent on behalf of her son as he was very young. She became the first woman regent queen to rule Kievan Rus. She was an able administrator and a great strategist. She decided to enact a bloody revenge on the rebellions who had tortured and murdered her beloved husband Igor I, the king of Kiev. She was thinking about her strategy when the rebellions, emboldened by the murder of her husband and thinking that she is a mere woman, decided to taunt her and sent 20 messengers on a boat to Kiev. These 20 messengers met Queen Olga in her court and told her that they had murdered her husband, torn him to pieces, and now they wanted her to marry their prince Mal, who was the king of their kingdom. Mal was the person responsible for the murder of her husband. Olga was a smart strategist and thinker. She did not react badly. She responded, "Your proposal is pleasing to me, and indeed my husband cannot rise up from the dead. I desire to honor you in front of all my people. Return to your boat and remain there. Tomorrow I shall send my people. When I send them, tell them that we shall not ride horses, nor shall we go on foot. We wish to be honored by being carried in our boat itself, and behave arrogantly with my people," is what she told them. The rebellion 20 ambassadors were taken in by her words, and they returned to their boat and made merry throughout the night. The next morning, when the people of Kiev came to receive them, they behaved very arrogantly and told them that you all will have to carry us on your backs in our boat as a falcon, and we will not come on horses and we will not come on foot. The people of Kiev carried the boat on their back and brought it to Olga. Olga proceeded to sweet talk to them and took them to a massive trench hole in the ground which she had dug the previous evening with the help of her soldiers. Inside that hole, she dropped the 20 ambassadors and buried them alive. When she was burying them, she taunted these 20 rebellion ambassadors who had dared to think that she was a mere woman and who will succumb to their authority and power and hand over her kingdom to them. She taunted them, saying, "Hope they are enjoying the honor of being buried alive." The 20 ambassadors died buried alive. She then sent a message to the rebellions to send their most distinguished men to Kiev so that she may, as a bride, go to the province with due honor. The Drevlian tribe owners were not aware of the horrific fate which Olga had brought about for the 20 ambassadors, and so sent their topmost, most distinguished princes, ambassadors to Kiev to bring Olga back to marry the king. Maul. Olga received them with honor and respect, and then requested them that since they were tired after such a long journey to go and have a bath, and then they would have a feast. When these 500 plus most distinguished princes, ambassadors, and people of power, the most distinguished people of the Drevlian tribes, went in to have bath, Olga sealed the solid wooden doors of the baths and burned all these 500 people alive. They died a horrific death, burnt alive. Next, she again sent a second message to the Drevlian tribes, and they were still in the dark about the fate of their 20 ambassadors and 500 dignitaries, and told them, "From the city where you killed my husband, send me meat of great quantity, so that I may cry over his funeral and celebrate a feast in his memory before coming over to your kingdom and getting married to your king." The Drevlians did so happily and sent over 5,000 of their army attendants and soldiers to Kiev. When they did that, Olga received them and ensured they had a royal feast in the memory of her husband. And all these Drevlian tribesmen who had come there were over 5,000 of them sent to carry the feast material. She ensured once they were drunk, her soldiers fell upon these Drevlian tribe people and massacred over 5,000 of them in one single night. Olga was there all the way, egging on her soldiers to kill these attendants and soldiers in the most horrific ways possible. Thereafter, having weakened the tribe Drevlians sufficiently enough, she decided to attack the Drevlians. She conquered multiple cities on the way, but she spared all the people there, only collecting tribute. But this was a part of her well thought out strategy, nothing more than that. And then she ultimately reached the capital city, Iskorosten, where her husband was tortured and killed and torn to pieces. And she laid siege on that city. The war and siege went on for 1 year, neither side was successful. Then Olga, being a strategist and a deep thinker, sent a message to the citizens and ruler Maul of the city of Iskorosten, which was the capital of the Drevlian tribe. She said, "Why do you hold out for so long? All your other cities have surrendered and they have paid me tribute and I have let go of them. Why are you holding out and willing to die of hunger rather than paying tribute? Pay me the tribute and I shall spare you." The Drevlians submitted a request to her, saying that they will pay whatever tribute she wants, but she should not enact a revenge of her husband's death on the citizens. Olga replied that she has seen enough death and she no longer wishes to enact any revenge on the Drevlians. She only requested a tribute as a symbol of her victory of 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from each home in Drevlian. Her condition was that every home in Drevlian must send an individual lot to her. The Drevlians were overjoyed and they thought it was such a small tribute because they had homing pigeons and sparrows in each home. It was a royal pastime as well as a pastime for all the common people in that capital city. And so they sent to her sparrows and pigeon, three numbers from each whole household and the palace to her as a tribute. At night, Olga had her soldiers tie pieces of cloth and sulfur to the legs of the pigeons and sparrows and lit them. All these pigeons and sparrows were homing pigeons and sparrows. They went back to their respective homes in the capital city of the Dravidians, that is Iskorosten, and the result was the complete city was burnt down, including the palace of the king. It is said thousands of people died in their sleep, burnt alive. A few lucky ones tried to escape, but Olga had them captured. She massacred about 40% of them in a horrific way. Another 40% she enslaved and took along as slaves for herself and her kingdom. And the balance 20% she sent back, and they had to recover all the treasure in the palace and in the homes of the now burnt and dead city and handed it over to Olga as a tribute. Friends, Queen Regent Olga of Kiev, who not only avenged the horrific torture and death of her husband, but also went on to teach the surrounding Russian tribes that women are not to be taken lightly. In 945 AD, she was the front runner of women empowerment. She showed that women are more than equal to men, and she thereafter ruled for many years till her son came of age and she handed over the kingdom to her son. She also converted to Christianity and spread Christianity throughout her kingdom. When she died in 969 AD, the people of Kievan Rus and her son wept, and they constructed a tomb for her in Kiev, which was there for 200 years till the armies of Mongolia destroyed it in 1240 AD. Her legacy is of women's empowerment, and that women are not less than men in any way, and in fact, they are greater strategists. And for her efforts in spreading Christianity, she is given the title of a saint, and she is considered the patron saint of widows and converts. Friends, Queen Regent Olga of Kiev, an inspirational Russian woman who made a difference and later also helped in the spread of Christianity. Friends, I'm sure you enjoy these videos which I bring for you on your favorite channel, Generous, Gracious, Gallant. Please subscribe to the channel and also share these videos with your friends and family. Encourage them to join our family of subscribers and transformationists. I will be back soon with another very inspirational video on your favorite channel, Generous, Gracious and Gallant. To all my subscribers, 935, 940 of them, my grateful, heartfelt thanks. And for all those of you not yet subscribed, please do. Till we meet again with another very inspirational and transformational video on your favorite channel, Generous, Gracious and Gallant. I wish all of you good health, wealth and success.